In a house where money could buy anything, there was one thing it couldn't fix. A little girl. So feared that no one could stay with her. One maid lasted 3 days. Another didn't make it through the night. They all said the same thing before they left. There's something wrong with that child. But one woman chose to stay. And what she discovered inside that mansion was not evil. It was something far more heartbreaking. Please subscribe to help me reach 1K subscribers. At the far end of the city, beyond the noise, beyond the crowded streets and restless markets, stood a mansion that seemed untouched by the chaos of the world. It was the kind of place people slowed down to stare at. Tall gates. Polished marble walls. Windows so large they reflected the sky like mirrors. Luxury lived there. Power lived there. But behind those walls, something else lived there too. Something people whispered about. Servants came, and servants left. No one stayed. The pay was more than generous. The conditions were perfect. Yet, every week, a new maid would walk through those gates, and within days, she would be gone. No fights. No complaints. Just fear. And silence. In the workers' quarters across the city, stories traveled faster than truth. The girl doesn't sleep, one said. She stands in the dark and talks to herself, another whispered. I heard laughter at midnight, a third added, lowering her voice, but when I checked, she was just staring at the wall. Then came the most chilling one. A maid who had lasted barely a day. She refused to speak at first. But when pressed, she finally said. She leaned close to me, while I was resting, and whispered. You won't stay. By morning, her bags were packed. She didn't even wait for her salary. From that day on, no one wanted the job. Not even for triple the pay. Mr. Darius Cole was not a man used to losing control. He built his empire from nothing. He commanded respect without raising his voice. He solved problems before they became crises. But this was different. His daughter, Zara, was the only thing in his life he couldn't understand. After his wife died, something in the house shifted. No, something in Zara shifted. She became quiet. Then distant. Then unreachable. At first, he blamed grief. Then time passed. And nothing changed. Doctors came. Specialists. Therapists. None stayed long enough to help. Just like the maids. They all left. And each time someone left, Zara became more alone. And Darius? More helpless. Amara did not look like someone who belonged in a billionaire's world. Her clothes were simple. Her shoes worn. Her eyes, tired, but steady. Life had not been kind to her. She had known loss. Deep loss. The kind that reshapes a person. So when she heard about the mansion, and the child no one could stay with, she didn't feel fear. She felt curiosity. And something else. Recognition. When she stood at the gate, the guard looked at her the way people look at someone they don't expect to return. You're here for the job? He asked. She nodded. You can still change your mind. Amara gave a small smile. I've faced worse than a child. The guard didn't reply. But his silence said everything. The first thing Amara noticed was the silence. Not the peaceful kind. The heavy kind. Like the house itself was holding its breath. Then she saw her. Zara. Standing at the top of the staircase. Still. Watching. Her eyes were not angry. Not even cold. They were empty. Like a room no one had entered in a long time. Amara stepped forward gently. Hello, Zara. No response. Not even a blink. Just stillness. Then slowly, Zara turned. And walked away. No greeting. No acknowledgement. Nothing. A maid nearby whispered urgently. You should leave before night comes. But Amara didn't move. She had already decided. She was staying. Night in that house was different. The walls seemed darker. The silence louder. Even the air felt heavier. Amara lay on her bed, eyes open. Listening. Waiting. Then she heard it. Footsteps. Soft. Slow. Measured. She rose quietly and opened her door. The hallway stretched before her, dimly lit. And there, Zara stood. Barefoot. Facing the wall. Completely still. Zara? Amara called softly. No response. Then, in a whisper so faint it almost didn't exist. She comes when it's quiet. Amara's chest tightened. Who comes? Zara turned her head slowly. Her eyes met Amara's. And for the first time, there was emotion in them. Not fear. Not anger. But longing. My mommy. The next day, Amara began to watch more closely. Not with fear. But with understanding. Zara didn't misbehave. She didn't throw tantrums. She didn't scream or break things. She simply existed. Alone. She barely ate. Barely spoke. But she held on to one thing tightly. A small, worn-out doll. Everywhere she went. As if letting go would mean losing something far more important. Later, while tidying the room, Amara found something. A photograph. Hidden beneath Zara's pillow. A woman. Beautiful. Radiant. Alive in a way the house no longer was. Zara's mother. And suddenly, everything began to make sense. Zara's mother had not just died. She had been Zara's world. Her comfort. Her voice. Her safety. And when she was gone, no one replaced that presence. Not the father. Not the staff. Not the house filled with luxury. Zara wasn't strange. She wasn't cursed. She was grieving. Alone. In the only way a child knew how. She created a world where her mother still existed. Where she still came at night. Still spoke. Still stayed. Because reality was too painful. That night, everything came undone. Amara heard soft crying. Not loud. Not desperate. But quiet. Like someone who had learned not to be heard. She followed the sound. And found Zara curled up on the floor. Holding her doll tightly. Tears falling silently. Zara, Amara whispered. The girl looked up. Her face was wet. Her eyes filled with something deeper than sadness. She said I should come with her, Zara said softly. Amara's heart stopped. She knelt quickly. No, no, my child. Zara's voice trembled. Then why did she leave me? There are questions in life that have no answers. Only pain. Amara didn't try to explain. She simply opened her arms. And after a moment, Zara moved into them. Slowly. Carefully. Like someone afraid the moment would disappear. The days that followed were different. Amara didn't force conversation. She didn't rush healing. She stayed. She listened. She was present. And slowly, Zara responded. A word here. A glance there. Then one day, a question. Small. But significant. Will you leave too? Amara looked at her. And answered with quiet certainty. No. And for the first time, Zara believed someone. Weeks passed. Then something remarkable happened. The house felt lighter. The silence softened. And one morning, Zara laughed. It was small. Brief. But real. Mr. Cole heard it. And froze. He hadn't heard that sound in years. He followed it. And there, in the garden, he saw them. Zara. Running. Playing. Alive again. And Amara. Watching with gentle eyes. He approached slowly. How did you do it? He asked quietly. Amara smiled. I didn't do anything. He frowned. Then what changed? She looked at Zara. Then back at him. I stayed. Sometimes, the ones who push everyone away are only testing one thing. If anyone will love them enough to stay. What do you think about this story? Please drop your comment.